Have you ever experienced the fourth hole? Check it out. It's this spot where trash and treasure collect at the bottom of the ocean. After I picked up a hair tie and some sea glass, I found these two shells. When I got to the surface, I realized the sea glass wasn't the best. But then I looked over at Sarah and she was combing the bottom doing the same as me. What does she think she's doing? Doesn't she know I already checked this area? There's definitely nothing over there, Sarah. Here, you should check out this spot right here. Then she showed me what she found. Okay, clearly I know nothing about finding shells. These pieces of sea glass are epic. I checked the spot that I had suggested to her, and to be honest, I couldn't really find anything. This hole was so rough and dangerous, I thought for sure it would be loaded. When I caught up with Sarah, she had even more treasure. She told me sometimes the soft and welcoming holes have the good shells, and I don't always have to go so deep. But I can't help it. Look at how beautiful the light is as it penetrates deep into this hole. I set my camera up to record myself swimming up into the light. I realized when I got up there, it could be hard to find my camera, so I came back down right away. This cave system is so beautiful, but of course, when I came back up, the first thing I see is Sarah still finding more shells. She found even more, and I'm honestly wondering if I've been diving with my eyes closed this whole time because I'm seeing nothing like that. I think I'm better off just taking selfies swimming through these amazing tunnels. There's something so peaceful and centering about being down here. I don't know why, but I love holding my breath and challenging myself to see what kind of tunnel I can go through. What's crazy is it's anything but silent. You hear the chatter of fish feeding on the reef, the whoosh of the ocean waves, and the pounding of pressure changes in caves. And this time of year, you can even hear whales singing in the distance. When I popped out of the cave, Sarah happened to be right there, and I almost ran into her. Of course, while I was down there daydreaming, she found another epic cowrie shell. Finally, it's time for me to lock in. I'm going down in this hole, and I'm finding a good shell. And of course, it's all junk. I came back up, and she's in the shallow holes again. Is this the secret? Is this why I'm not finding anything? When I got back up, I saw some of our friends had come out to the same spot. We didn't want to be too crowded, so we let them play with the hole that we had been using, and we kept looking for more shell spots. The scenery here is breathtaking, but I'm not sure if we're finding any shells. But what would I know at this point? Today I found a hole which I had never been in before. But when I tried to go in, the pulse of the ocean was pushing back against me, so I had to wait for it to pull me through. When I finally got in, it was so cool because it had this tiny entrance, but it opened up to this huge room when I got inside. When I got out, I saw my sea turtle friend swimming by. He looked like he was in a rush, so I didn't want to bother him. Sarah said she wanted to try to swim through this large opening, so I followed her down. But what we didn't know is that Jamie was coming at an angle through the tighter hole on the side. It was such a funny surprise to have a traffic jam in a cave at the bottom of the ocean. After that, I saw Jamie combing the sand at the bottom. Is this the secret technique to find shells? I'm willing to try anything at this point to find a shell. Sarah is so cold that she's covered in goose pimples, so we're gonna need to wrap it up soon. Of course, we can't leave without her finding a bunch more shells to flex on me. She brought over this humpback cowrie, and usually they're alive when you find them, but this one had just been cracked open by an octopus, so there was nothing inside. This gave me an idea. I went down and started looking for other pieces of shells. First, I found this top of one, but I knew it wasn't a match. Then I found it. I can't believe it. It's the other piece of the shell. They fit perfectly together. Okay, the edge is a little rough, but I swear these go together. When I showed it to Sarah, well, her reaction says it all. She even did a little happy dance. I wanted to find something else cool to show her, so I brought up these pencil sea urchins. She was like, what do I do with them? It didn't take long before she did the thing we all expected. Cut it out, Sarah. Nobody says wow. Nice urchins. These guys are so fun and spiky, but not in a harmful way like the normal urchins. I also don't feel bad picking them up because they cause some harm to the reef, but apparently not enough that they're a big problem. It was time to put them back down, so I gently took them back down to where I found them, and Sarah and I finished enjoying our amazing morning in the ocean. I think I see a little friend hiding in a hole. I tried to make her come with a little finger technique, but at first it wasn't working. I caught my breath and tried again, this time with my middle finger. It's much longer and stronger, and it did the trick right away. My octopus friend Octavia came out, but not without squirting me a few times with her ink. I brought her over to Sarah, and Octavia couldn't stop inking. She was so excited. Where do you even keep all that ink? There's so much. Finally, Octavia started to relax with Sarah, but she wasn't holding her tight, so she tried to bail. Sarah, you have to squeeze her tight and make her feel safe. There we go, that's better. Finally, Finally, Octavia felt safe with Sarah. She tried to let our little octopus friend hang out on her belly, but Octavia kept trying to crawl around. Finally, Octavia decided she wanted to climb through the hole between her legs, and she popped out the other side. I made sure that she made it down to the reef safely and that she had a nice hole where no eels would try to eat her. Bye, Octavia. It was good to see you.